Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in Zuma. I know, probably not what you were expecting. You're probably expecting some new content. Be like, oh my god, the new update is live and we are out here doing things. And I had the same thought, except that the servers aren't up yet. They were up for a moment and then Wargaming thought, oh, we're having trouble selling things. We can't have that. Down with the servers! Obviously, we're being facetious, but I imagine the conversation went something similar. You know, use your imagination. But we're going to be in the Zuma. We're going to be showcasing a game that I recorded recently. This was the night of the Zuma, actually. I was playing the Zuma several different times. This was actually, I think, one of my first games I played. I can't remember if it was the first, but it's one of the first games that I played. Because I know this, because I usually, when I have an okay game that I'm thinking might be the one, I'll call it whatever the ship's name is, and then maybe. And then I keep playing the ship until I get a game that I'm like, this is the one, right? So this game might not be the one that I was looking for, but it is a solid game, and I think it's going to demonstrate the Zuma pretty well. So we're going to go off to the right side. We're on Haven, and we are going to put ourselves in position to do what a Zuma does best, which is smash everything. This is literally the Japanese mini Yamato, right? Everybody talks about the battleships and stuff, and that's fine. But I'm telling you, as much as I love the Japanese battleships like Omagi, and Hizen, and Yamato, and Musashi, as much as I love those ships, like, there's just something about doing battleships dirty with the Zuma that just feels right. But, yeah, we're going to get out here, we're going to have a good time, and, keep an eye out for that Georgia, because me and him probably going to have a little bit of an interaction later. But we are going to initially push ourselves out here. I was trying to get some range initially. You can see we do have a destroyer potentially to spot. We have a battleship doing what battleships do best, which is hide behind the island and do their best Cleveland impersonation. While we're out here in a very squishy battlecruiser / supercruiser, whatever you want to call it. But Charles Martel starts to come out, and I'm thinking, go ahead, sunshine. Make my day. And then he decides, nope, I'm going to stay here. And then, I'll be honest, Destroyer eats a torpedo at some point because that man had no hit points left. So, gotta give credit where credit is due. I don't know who hit the man with a torpedo, but he clearly ate one. So here we take another shot at the Georgia. The cruiser behind the island, he can't spot us. The Georgia behind the island, he can't spot us. And the destroyer behind the island, he can't spot us. However, as I continue to push out this side, that's all going to change real quickly. And one of the things that you'll notice is, A, that's the border. That's not ideal. But B, you don't want to be in the Zuma as the sole person that anybody can shoot at. We've talked about this in the past. You can see I do load up HE for the Georgia as he's bow tanking, hoping to get some cheeky fires, get some damage over time while he's sitting there bowing. But we go ahead, bounce off the border. We're coming back into the play. We don't want to stay on the border. And oh my god, the accuracy of that Georgia is disgusting. What is it with me going against Georgia? And he hits every shell. That is bullshit. Bullshit. What is it with me fighting against Georgias that gives them the best RNG you've ever seen out of a Georgia? Now, what have we said is the biggest weakness of the Zuma? What have we talked about? The biggest weakness of the Zuma. Well, obviously, the number one weakness of the Zuma is the fact that it literally is overmatchable everywhere by guns that are 16 inches and above, like the 18-inch guns of the Georgia. So you got to be careful, right? But the other weakness is cruisers, DPM cruisers, like a Charles Martel, who may have a reload booster. And, you know, like, we don't want to be fighting against high DPM targets, especially if those high DPM targets also have a battleship backing them up that overmatches your entire ship. Now, one thing that we gotta talk about is the fact that while all of this is true, patience, my young Padawan. I'm not a Star Wars person, y'all know this. But patience is key. The enemy will do stupid alright? You just gotta give them enough time to do it. Like the broadside of Togo here. Absolutely begging for it. And oh my god, as soon as I do that, the destroyer comes out to fight. This is what you call not ideal. We do have the rear gun available, so we're going to use the rear gun to smack the Z-23. And between us and the Bismarck, we managed to get rid of him. Shocker, Bismarck actually lands a target, or lands a shot. But we did slap the Atago as well, and we do still have AP loading, so we've got another beautiful look at the broadside of the Atago, and you can't get away with forever, alright? If you're gonna sail broadside in a Japanese cruiser, you're gonna get punished for it. You're just lucky. Oh, never mind. His luck ran out. That is another Gascon. What is going on? Is everybody just, like, running out of ships to buy, so they're like, let's buy the Gascon? That seems like a great plan. I've run into a couple of Gascons lately. It's been weird. But I'm assuming that's probably what it is, because let's be honest, while they are introducing new lines and stuff to the game, there really isn't a whole lot that they're adding to the extra levels. So, like, when it comes down to steel or the global XP ships and stuff, they don't really add to those very often, so you start to run out of options. But here you can see, I go ahead and use my sonar, or my sonar runs out, sorry. But you can see that Charles Martel's still hanging around. Charles Martel has torpedoes, I do not. Charles Martel will almost certainly be overpinned by me at this range. I will not. This is not a good situation for me, right? However, if we give them some time, people make mistakes. And these mistakes almost always lead to their swift end. Alright, we know we have a couple of battleships back there. They're no longer hiding behind the islands. So if we just give them time, we can come out, slap this freaking Charles Martel. The Georgia has gone behind the island, but he's the bigger threat to me. As Charles is now running away, we come around the corner and oh my god. Hello, sunshine! Bonk! How you doing? You forget about me? Yeah, that's never gonna end in your favor. Richelieu takes a shot at us, but Richelieu only has 15-inch guns, so we can mitigate a lot of the damage from the Richelieu pretty easily. We do have a little bit of belt armor, but like I said, the problem with the Zuma is 16-inch guns and above overmatch everything on a ship. You can't really effectively angle against it, but there you can see we ricochet 3 rounds off the side of the Charles Martel, and also, if you get a chance to dev strike battleships with the Zuma, I'm telling you, it just feels so right. It does. There is no better feeling than putting an absolute beatdown on an enemy battleship using a supercruiser. Whether it's the Zuma, the Brest, the Toulon, the Cherbourg, you know, all these supercruisers that exist. The Alaska, the Stalin Chad, all of these. Riga, I think Riga, I can't remember what size guns it has, but either way. All these super heavy cruisers, whatever you want to call them, that have ridiculous sized guns, they're just so much fun to outflank and just annihilate battleships with. And here you can see Richelieu has quickly lost all of his hit points. Shocker. I mean, he seemed to be playing so well. But we're going to put ourselves, we don't care about the Richelieu, he's going to die. We put ourselves in position to counter this guy over here in the Chapayev. We've got HE already loaded for the first shot just due to the fact that we were going to use it on the Richelieu. He ended up losing all of his hit points, so we're going to hit the Chapayev with it. We get 1 shell. Massachusetts is hanging out there. Obviously, this isn't the highest damage game in the world, but you know, the world of raffle stomps, this is just the way it is. Like, there is no such thing as games that go the distance anymore. It's almost always a raffle stomp, and this is a prime example. Being at the front, waiting for our opportunities, and then just using the speed and agility of a supercruiser to just completely smash through the enemy is just so much fun. And yes, it doesn't always end in your favor. A lot of times you get caught and you'll go back to port real quick. But when it does end in your favor, it is a beautiful thing. Like when you can effectively maneuver your ship around the map and just outflank all of the enemy battleship players who think that they're special and think that they're so beefy, and then you just come in and just slap them for half their health or more than half their health, depending on who you're hitting. I mean, we've seen Zuma dev strike mostly full health Vladivostocks. We've seen Zuma dev strike all sorts of stuff. Like, if you're dumb enough in a battleship, put yourself in a situation where you can be absolutely yeeted by an Zuma, you deserve what you get, is all I'm saying. Now, I wonder what this Chapayev could be doing. Why would he try to use the island here to beach? Could he be trying to get torpedoes away? I wonder. Now, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and try to get shots on this Massachusetts. I'm running my sonar. I don't see any torpedoes, so we're good to go, right? he didn't get his torps off. But that's what his thought process was. He's like, I'm gonna die, might as well try to torp. But unfortunately, before we can get enough damage to really make this a fun game, the Massachusetts, everybody just goes down. I mean, this was just a good team effort eventually. It just takes a little time to wind up, but top of the leaderboard, 2,000 base XP. Peter Bag coming in second, and then the rest of the team following suit. So let me know what you guys think. I'm sorry that I can't get you the content that you were looking for today, but hopefully they'll get the servers fixed, and then we'll get the new ships and stuff, and I'll have some stuff up there for tomorrow. But if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.